Hi guys. Many years ago, Kobe Bryant wanted to be the best basketball player on planet Earth. And he knew that in order to practice, in order to sacrifice so much to become that person, he had to match the images and the images in his head with the emotions in order to convince yourself that it was worth doing the sacrifice of practicing for many hours, of showing up earlier to practice, staying after practice, practicing 1,300 three-pointers every day, and doing things like that. He knew that it was, as any good performer in any field in the world, the images and the emotions in your mind have to match the size of the challenge that you have. They have to match the size of whatever it is that you want to do. It's probably a goal, it's probably an adversity, whatever it is that you want to work on. But the images and the emotions that you have in you, they have to match the size of the thing that you're going to face. Otherwise, things are just not going to happen. You cannot expect to be the best basketball player in the world and show up to practice. If in school they say, okay, we're gonna practice from 3 to 7, and you show up at 3 and you're gone at 7, it's just not gonna happen because you're doing ordinary, regular, average practice. So why are you gonna have different results? You're just gonna be one more of the millions of guys that just do enough to do it well, or to have a chance to be on the team. And Kobe Bryant didn't want to just be on the team, you know. LeBron James didn't want to be just be on the team. Michael Jordan didn't want just be on the team. He was rejected, and then eventually he came back and became the best basketball player in the history of the game. So any person that is successful in his field is going to tell you the way you mind, what you see in your head, is going to be the catalyst of your actions, the catalyst of your discipline, the catalyst of the hours of practice. You have to be able to see what you want in your mind, and you got to be able to feel it. If you just see it, it's like hearing a commercial on radio. You hear the commercial on radio, and it has nowhere near the same impact that it's going to have if you see that commercial on TV where they're going to show you images and audio instead of just audio, as it happens in the radio. So you got to see it. You got to be able to see it in your mind. You got to be able to live it. You got to be able to, that eventually is going to make you feel it. That eventually is going to convince your subconscious mind that it's going to happen, that you're that person that you're capable of doing it, and it's showing you what is the good thing that I'm going to get out of it. That's the one thing that has to happen. You got to convince yourself this is the good thing that is going to happen out of this. And you gotta adopt the thought that it doesn't matter if you don't achieve the task of becoming the best basketball player in the world, you still want to be a hell of a player. You might not like it in the end, but it's a win-win situation. Some people, when people are afraid of losing, they're afraid of losing because they're specifically thinking one goal, but they don't think like, dude, not only you're going to have another chance at doing it, you have plenty of chances trying to do it and come back, but every single time, whether you win or lose, you become better. Always, every single time. But you have to work. Most people focus only working on especially in sports, they only work physically. They don't really do the mental work. They don't really do the visualizations. They don't really sit down and say, okay, this is what I see myself doing. This is the kind of person that I want to be. This is the kind of person I am already. And I'm working towards that goal because I want to live it. But you got to convince yourself that you already are that person. The images that you have, the emotions that you have, they have to live like you're watching a movie of yourself already being that person and celebrating those championships. It's very important. And there I have a I have the habit of thinking whenever I have something that I know that I need to change, and I'm convincing myself that this is something that is going to make me better and get me closer to my goal. I like to have a very strong, very vivid, very clear image of myself before and after. This is who I was yesterday, this is who I was last week, this is who I was last month or last year, and this is who I am now. So be able to see the before and after in your mind. And even though you might not feel in the moment that you're already in the after, that you're already being that person, because you gotta think that you already are that person, you're just building, you're just creating that reality in the moment, but you already are that person. Even though it doesn't feel like very real at first, it doesn't feel very real because you have already programmed your mind throughout so many years of brainwashing it with thinking that you were not good enough, or you didn't even have that goal in mind. And ever since we were kids, we've been programmed to see adversity as problems. And you probably have how many years of brainwash? 10, 20, 30, 60? So it's not going to happen, you know, in a couple of days. This is something that is going to take months and years. But you just think, what am I going to get out of it? How much you're going to get out of it? How long are those results going to impact your life? And the truth is that they impact your life from that day where nothing has changed in your bank account, and probably nothing has changed there in your body, and things are starting to change in your own mind. But from that day on, things are already, things started to change, and it has already impacted you. Just the fact that you have the consciousness to say, I gotta make a change. I'm gonna change something on me. Just the fact that you have that thought is a proof that the wheels are turning. You just gotta stick to it. You just gotta go on. So you gotta remember, it's super important to convince yourself that you can be that person, and you will never, ever be able to do it if you don't match the thoughts and the images in your head. You cannot expect to run a 20-mile marathon when in your mind all you can see of yourself is running a 5 or a 10 mile. It's just not going to happen. Even if your body is capable of doing it, it's not going to do it because your mind is convincing it that it can't. You see what I mean? That means that you might at this time you might have the resources to go much, and I'm pretty sure we all have them. We already have the resources to go much further than we think we can, but we just convince ourselves that we're limited. It's like the governor in the car. The governor is a part that doesn't. The car can go 100 miles, and the governor says, "No, you're only gonna go 85. That's it." We all have our own governor. So work on that. Work on matching your images and your emotions in your head to the goal. And you gotta keep in mind that you can always go further than you think you can. All right, guys, good to see you again. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.